Good day, fashion friends. It is the collab that you didn't know that you needed. What am I talking about? Well, for those of you that do not know, my guy is car guy, and therefore, by proxy, I do hot rod, old school hot rod, car girl things with my man, right? So we were talking, and we thought that maybe it would be a good idea, since I have done hot rod things with him, that he does crafty things with me. So I'm going to give my man, my big old Viking man over here, a lesson in some creativity and stitchery. And that is the next tutorial. Are you ready for this?
Maybe. We'll see. Ask me in 3 hours when I'm screaming and cursing and can't do little tiny things.
I can't wait.
I've never held a needle. I've never even sewed on a button.
I was gonna say, he always brings his pants and shirts like, I need a button.
I have the genetics for it. I've just never done it.
But you're generally not a creative dude.
Not like this. Not at all.
I can't wait. This is going to be so fun. So we are currently on our way to the thrift store in order for him to pick out what he wants to upcycle, because he's going to make it for himself. And he is a 2X.
Yep.
So I really don't have much of anything in that size in men's. Like, I have ladies stuff, but we don't want that.
And I don't have any 2X stuff that I want you to ruin.
Right.
Or me to ruin.
There you go. That's the key word. So what we are going to do, we're going to keep it simple, do kind of a beginner's thing, beginner's lesson, I should say. And we're going to do like the flannel sweatshirt hybrid thing that a lot of people were doing. We do live in Columbus, so he is an Ohio State fan, of course. And so maybe we can find an Ohio State sweatshirt and a red, gray flannel and swap it out and make him something that he would definitely wear.
I am missing a flannel.
No, you're not. I don't know what you're talking about.
It's now a part of my pants.
No, not at all. We could probably, no, we can't use that because I cut the front and we need the front, so we can't use that flannel. That would have went with your Ohio State.
Would have, yeah.
Yeah. Oops. Oh well.
It's okay. Gives us an excuse to go shopping.
All right, we are going to the Village Discount Outlet, which is my favorite thrift store because it is huge. And there's a lot to choose from, and every week they have 2 half-price items, or 2 half-price colors.
Oh. And even more importantly, it closes at 6 and it's 10 after 5. So we can only be in here maximum 50 minutes.
That's not nice. That's not very nice. That's rude.
This is an area where time stands still.
Yeah, sure does. Okay, I just want to point out, this is ridiculous. This is a thin Ohio State, very thin flannel. They want $15, $16, $20 for flannel. I saw this one back here that I absolutely love. It's American Eagle, and they want $25 for it. That is ridiculous. Okay, he has found the flannel that he would like to use. So, and he's dancing to not Mariah Carey.
It's comfortable. It's the right length. It's a little extra here.
Okay, cool. Okay, so now the next question is, what color sweatshirt would you like to go with your flannel?
Are we doing a sweatshirt or a hoodie?
You can do either. If you want to do a hoodie, you can do a hoodie.
Is black easy to work with or not easy to work with?
I would say it's pretty easy to work with.
Because if there's black in here, I could do black.
Sure could.
And it would be easy.
Yep. And you do wear a lot of black.
And I wear a lot of black because it hides stains.
Yeah.
Because I'm a car guy.
Okay, so you're going to want to find
so I want a black.
a 2X or 3X, depending on how much room you want, in a
What kind of material do I want?
hoodie, like sweatshirt material, like hoodie material.
Okay. So not like sport material.
No.
Okay.
Okay, we could not record in there very much because they have music playing throughout.
Yeah.
So whenever we did record, we try to keep talking over the music. Otherwise, I'll get a copyright strike.
Yeah.
So we have to be real careful with that.
Over here.
So Austin ended up getting a plain black.
Just a shirt and a hoodie.
Well, you picked up a sweatshirt, and then I picked up 3 things
And
to
then
use
another thing, and then
strictly for material, and then 1 thing to upcycle. I have a cute little scarecrow tapestry thing that I want to put on a hoodie, so I needed a sweatshirt that matched. So
you see what happened was...
what happened was I needed 1 extra thing, but I found 2 fabrics that are awesome.
We only spent $50.
Yeah.
Yeah, not that bad.
Everything except 1 thing was half off.
Right.
So we did pretty good. All right, I think we're gonna get something to eat.
Yep.
All right, we're gonna go find some grub. So it's 7:04 and we just had some yummy Chinese food.
Yes, at Lucky House.
Yep.
That's so good.
It's a Chinese restaurant that has been in business for a very long time.
Yeah.
Outside of Columbus in a small town called Westerville.
Warsaw guy for the win. Some of the best Warsaw guy in the city.
And I had Hawaii 5-0, which was battered chicken and shrimp in a sweet and spicy brown sauce and pineapple and onions, and it was yummy. So we are headed home now,
Yes.
and I don't know if we're gonna start on our project yet or not.
I don't know. Let me process. I got a lot of food to process. We'll see.
Okay, we are back home, and I've got to say, I'm so excited for this. This is gonna be fantastic, let me tell you. Okay.
Am I dressed appropriately?
I was just gonna say, you gotta make sure you got comfy clothes on, because that allows the creative juices to flow.
Oh, it's out. Okay. Well, I got my pizza pants on.
You got your Pizza Jamie pants.
And my slippery noodle end t-shirt.
Okay. I mean, I got Jamie pants on. I got a Bucky shirt on.
From all the times I've seen you, this feels like appropriate.
Exactly. Because it allows you gotta let the creative juices flow. No, we don't need to stretch. We don't need to stretch. All right. And you have you got your sweatshirt.
Yep.
So we have a plain black sweatshirt, but it's not going to be plain by the time we get done. Okay? Okay.
I mean, I like this shirt. I could just keep it.
But we're going to put it on this.
We're going to make it better.
We're going to make it better.
Okay.
Yes.
I
Okay.
would just wear the shirt.
All right. This is a cutting.
This is hot rodding. This is what I'm doing. We are hot rodding. We could leave it stock, and it's pretty good. Or we could modify it and make it better.
Yes.
That's exactly what we're doing.
There you go.
We're hot rodding a shirt.
There's the car analogy.
Okay. I understand. I get it.
You get it now?
I get it.
All right.
All right, we're hot rodding.
It's all in the.
I can do this.
It's all in the terminology.
Okay. So.
Okay. So first thing you're gonna do.
Let me do it.
See, I'm gonna. No, I don't have. You need scissors first, but I'm gonna tell you what
I
you're
don't
gonna
have
do.
scissors.
So you're gonna cut all right along the edge of this.
Okay.
Okay. Now you can cut with scissors. I don't, or a rotary cutter, but I don't know.
What's a rotary cutter? Like a pizza cutter?
Yeah, like a really sharp pizza cutter.
Do you trust me with that?
I mean, it's up to you. It's your shirt. So here's the thing. Here's what you can do. You can lay this flat, and you wanna make sure that everything's lined up nice and straight.
Okay.
And And then you can take that yardstick over there and lay it down on the edge, and then you can cut that whole bottom off. All in one. But I will tell you this, my rotary cutter is not very sharp. So you're gonna have to like really, no, that's not this kind of video. You got one in though, didn't you? All right. I'm gonna have you just go ahead and cut.
Yeah, I would say let's just use scissors.
Let's just use scissors.
I am qualified for scissors.
Yes.
Do I want to cut these both layers at the same time?
No.
Okay, so I'm just going to cut the top layer and then roll it over into the other layer.
You want to cut on this side because you're going to cut this off eventually. So you okay.
Big dog.
Right. But don't cut this way. Don't cut this because you need this intact. You still need the.
It's not very bright in here.
I know. Why do you think I have 3 lights on? Here, I'll fix it for you.
All right, so I'm going to cut this just above this stitchy area.
Yes, the stitchy area, the stitches.
I'm just saying. Okay, I'm gonna make my first cut. It didn't cut.
Then go in a little further.
Ooh.
There you go.
Okay.
And be careful; those are my good scissors.
Okay.
They are sharp. Okay. You don't need to watch him cut this whole thing.
I'm just gonna.
So we're gonna
cut
we'll
this
be back.
very professionally.
Okay. Yeah, they make it look so easy in the 15-second tutorials, don't they? Like snip, 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 stitch, stitch, boom.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Where's the 3 hours of cursing?
They don't
This doesn't. Ah! I'm doing fine.
Please don't cut yourself.
I'm not. We're fine. Also, the intensive care unit is just down the street.
It's 2 blocks away. Well, not the intensive care, but the emergency room. Yay! Look at you.
Ta-da! Okay, thanks for being here. Like, comment, subscribe. Okay, I did the thing. Look at that mad band. Good. Next step.
Men make thing.
Men make thing. Men deconstruct thing. Make strap.
Okay, now, next thing, we're going to take this right side out again. You're going to lay this flat, like I showed you in the zippy tutorial. Remember that? Remember that? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So now, you're going to take...
It's a little big on me, but that way it's got room for activities.
Yeah, and
like
this is
lunch.
Like lunch. Alright, this all has to be even. You gotta make sure all your wrinkles are out.
Yeah, I don't want to have no wrinkles.
So you don't...
Otherwise, I might have a ziggy zaggy shirt.
Yeah, so that way, because then when you cut it, then you'll have like chunkies.
Yeah.
Alright?
Okay.
Now, you're gonna... There you go, thank you. You are going to cut off about that much.
How do you determine that much?
We're pretty much just guessing. This is not, it's not a science.
Okay.
Some things are not a science.
Okay, this is art.
Yes.
Not science.
It's free flowing. See? The pants are working. The creative juices. The creative juices are flowing. The pants are working. So, because this is really thick and I'm not going to have you, I'm going to have you try to use the rotary cutter. Let's see if it's going to work.
The fancy pizza cutter?
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh-oh.
So, line this up. Now, when you cut this, I'm not going to cut it for you. You're going to, because this is dull and I need a new blade, you're going to go, you're going to push down really hard and you're going to go back and forth.
Yeah, like a pizza.
Yep. Okay. Now, as you move up, you're going to have to move your hand too, because if you hold here and keep going, it's going to go that way.
Yep.
So you're going to have to move your hand as you go up.
Big pizza.
Yep. And I'm going to put some marks for you, just so in case you get off kilter, then you're not going to
You know, it's amazing. You have a really big room, and you still have no room.
I know. Because I have a lot of stuff. Are you judging me?
No. Nope.
Okay.
Now this is going to cut through both layers.
As long as you press down hard.
As long as I pizza cut it properly.
Yes.
Okay.
And you got your pizza pants on.
I do have my pizza pants on.
That's perfect.
I am ready.
Okay.
Okay. How do we? Is this like at a right angle, or is this kind of a guess? How do we know that this is that this is right? Not like slightly off.
You don't really. You just kind of eyeball it.
Oh. So tolerances are a little.
Yeah, it's fine. Like I said, some things are not an exact science. Now make sure you're still lined up at the top there, where you push down.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, and then I'm gonna run downstairs and change out the batteries.
You're gonna leave me alone.
Yep.
Okay.
With a pizza cutter. Make sure you don't cut your fingers.
If you hear a scream, that'll probably be me.
You gotta put a little more muscle into it than that. Like.
I feel like I'm probably cutting the table.
There we go.
Yeah, the most fabric-y thing I've ever done before this is the laundry.
Okay. Well, you got
I
this.
did cut a couple pieces of wood off of your yardstick.
Okay.
Sorry.
By the way, I do want to give him credit. When I did ask him, how are we going to know how to get the same cut on the other side? And first answer he said was measure. And then I said, nope, there's an easier way. And he said, oh, take the piece and flip it over and put it on. And I said, there you go. Winner, winner, chicken dinner.
This does not look like I cut a very straight line.
Well, because you've got your shoulder here and here, so you want to move. You want to make sure like your top seams are lined up too. There you go.
Even still, this looks a little bowed.
It's okay. It'll be fine.
This line looks straight. Ish.
It'll
be fine.
It could be the way this is laying too.
Yeah, it'll be fine. Okay.
All right. Okay.
Okay.
Now what you're going to do, you're going to take the yardstick again, and you're going to put it right along the edge there, where you want to cut it, just like before. And you got to move your mat over, so you're not cutting on the table.
Safety third.
It's just line it up as best as you can. Take that bottom edge, and plus you moved it too. So, yep, right there. That's good.
Okay.
Get your rotary cutter. I don't think you got the mat over far enough.
Yeah, I did. I'm
Yep.
2 inches into it.
Okay.
Yeah, like it's over.
Okay. All right. Okay, so we figured out what was wrong. So because this material with 4 layers is so thick that the blade holder is rubbing, so it's not letting the blade get there. So now what we're going to do, we're going to take chalk and we're going to mark a line.
Okay.
Then you're going to use the yardstick and then cut your line.
Okay.
Okay, now we have a line.
Line.
Yep, chalk line.
Now I'm going to line up off the top and the bottom.
Yep.
Ish.
Again, this isn't an exact science.
There we go. That sounds better.
We're not creating like runway couture.
I'm not building an engine. We're not like measuring to within thousandths here.
Right. Okay. Did it go through all the way?
Through some of it.
Okay. So just get your scissors. And yeah, there you go. Just snip whatever didn't cut. Like I said, I need new blades. You gotta put Ugadugas in it.
I can do that.
Yeah, I know you understand. You know what an Ugaduga is.
I know that measurement.
So this is like when you're working on cars, you have to have the right tools for the job.
Yeah.
Kind of what that's like.
I get it.
Yeah. Okay.
I have made an tank top. Ta-da! Like, comment, subscribe.
Not quite.
I am amazing. Okay.
Okay, now you're gonna get your flannel.
Oh, I gotta do the same thing again?
Yep.
We're almost done.
Nope. Gotta cut it off, cut your flannel off. You're gonna lay it out and you're gonna button all your buttons nice and straight all the way up to the collar.
Okay.
And lay it out flat just like you did with the sweatshirt.
Basically do the same thing I did with that.
Yep.
Okay, I can do that.
Okay, so next, what you're gonna do, you're gonna cut as close to the collar as you can. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna use this line in the plaid to make our cut. So
Okay.
you're gonna cut on this line right here,
Okay.
and then on this side, you're gonna cut on that one over there. Now you can use, like I say, you can use the rotary cutter, or you can use the scissors on this since you have a line. It's up to you.
Which would you prefer? And this is also going to intersect my pocket.
Yes, we know.
Okay.
You don't use the pocket anyway, do you?
I mean,
You don't.
yes.
No, you don't.
Okay. No. Did I make my life more complicated because there's a chest pocket?
Nope.
Okay, good. All right. So I'm going to cut into your table again.
Yeah.
From here
Well, no, you're not.
on this gray line.
Nope. You gotta start from
This
the.
gray line.
No, you gotta start from the bottom and go up.
Why?
You can't cut backwards with a rotary cutter.
Oh, I don't know. I can cut pizza 2 ways.
So yeah, like that.
This line?
Yep.
Okay.
That line right there. So you're gonna start at the bottom.
So we gotta slide this thing up so I'm
Yep.
on the table. This is one of those situations where, like, your mom made you the ugliest dress in the world and you still have to wear it. This could be what happens with me. I make the ugliest shirt in the world and I still have to wear it. Okay.
No,
Right.
you don't have to wear it.
I'm spending hours making a shirt. I'm gonna wear it.
Okay.
Okay.
Now you're
So-
gonna tell everybody that you made it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm gonna go.
Now, if you want to use the yardstick, you can. If you think that you can, but I would highly recommend using the yardstick.
Okay. Then I will use the yard.
Because trying to just free flow it with a rotary cutter is not always successful.
What?
Again, it's not an exact science. It is not runway couture. We're just cutting up stuff and sewing it back together. Isn't this fun? I'm having a blast.
Watching me do something I have no clue about how to do.
I mean, yeah.
There are not a lot of things in this world that I can have no clue about doing. This is one of them.
Okay, now stop right there. You're gonna need to move your mat down,
Oh,
otherwise you're
no.
gonna get off the table, and then you're gonna really have a problem. There you go.
Okay.
All right, and then now you want to pull that off. See if it comes off. If not, just use your scissors and snip whatever didn't cut. And again, this is not normal if I had a sharper blade, but that's my
Okay.
last one.
Oh, I see how it is. You give me the crappy blade. You do my first ever crafty project. I don't even think I made my own Halloween costumes.
Same thing on the other side. Find your line, lay your yardstick, make sure everything's nice and flat. I'm gonna set this aside. No, we don't have to worry about this because we're following the line.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
We have a built-in line. Well, it doesn't matter in the back because we're gonna put the band, the waistband
Oh,
for the
right,
hoodie
right.
back onto the bottom.
Okay, all right.
Unless
Okay.
you want to leave it open, we can leave it off.
All right, here we go. Okay. I did not do a very good job with that one.
That's okay. Because when you sew it, it's going to be on the inside. You're not going to see it.
Okay.
Okay, now we don't need this. So this goes over there with that. Okay, now comes the tricky part.
That was the tricky part.
No. Okay. When you sew things together, you want to sew, it's called right sides together.
Okay.
Okay? So we're going to turn this inside out. Okay. We're going to turn. Make sure I got this right. Hold on. Wait, let me get in here. Start at the shoulders. So right here is where your seams are. And you want to match up the seam on the front.
This top shoulder seam?
Yep. You
The
want
natural
to
shoulder seam?
you want to match those up. From that point, you're just going to go down and clip. Go down, match everything up, and clip. I'm doing it for you. Stop. There you go.
Okay.
You're going to do that on the front and the back.
Alright. So this thing is going to go that way. And then I'm going to come over here.
Mm-hmm. This is going to be, now, because this was laying flat, see how this has a little bit of a point?
Mm-hmm.
So don't worry about that point. It's gonna overlap a little bit like that. We'll trim that off.
Okay.
Cause see how that's gonna end up being straight. Because when you lay something flat and cut it, especially like on the shoulders, you're gonna get a little roundy part.
Okay.
So you just want to make sure everything else is lined up, and then this will get trimmed off.
Okay.
So you'll start your clip there.
Let me do it!
There you go. I just wanted to get you started.
I would say it's going to be hilarious to see me try to do this by myself, though. If I were to try to replicate this. That's not very straight.
We're going to check it here in a minute.
Okay.
All right. So now, before you sew it, you'll want to check it. Here, I got to work on the table. So we're going to flip this right side out. And that's what that side's going to look like once it's stitched. That's what the back's going to look like when it's stitched.
Okay.
Okay.
Are we okay so far?
Yep. To me, that looks good. So that's what I'm saying. You're just kind of eyeballing it and saying, okay, this should work. So then you're going to turn it wrong side out again. Now you get to stitch it.
Hmm. That means I gotta use the machine?
Yep.
Okay. This is where we make sure we have emergency contacts.
I'm so excited. I'm going to have to
I'm gonna send my mother a picture of this.
have to go to the bathroom and pee before you start.
Literally building engines like 2 days ago. And now there's gonna be me on a Singer sewing machine. Okay.
BRB.
Sarah.
Okay, we're getting Austin ready to do a practice stitch because he's never used a sewing machine ever before in his life. He has never
used a sewing needle.
He's never even sewn on a button.
Nope. Why are there hieroglyphics on this?
Don't worry about the hieroglyphics.
Okay.
You're just going to be doing a straight stitch. Okay. And maybe a zigzag in the end. So.
Okay.
All right. So this is your thread. This is your bobbin. Okay. These are your two practice pieces.
Okay.
Okay. All right. We had to change angles because otherwise all you're going to see is my back. Okay. So see these little lines? Okay.
Yep.
That is your seam guidance. So all you gotta do is like find a spot, pick a line, and just follow that. So I'm gonna have you. So there's a lever up here. You can't see it, but you feel it.
Yep.
All right. That raises your foot up and down.
Okay.
that hold your material in place.
Okay.
When you want to remove your material, you have to lift this up and make sure that your needle is in the up position. See right there?
Okay.
Okay? All right. So when you bring the needle down, all right, so you see where the edge of the material is and you see where the needle is going to stitch.
Yep.
Okay? That's probably about quarter
Centimeter.
half,
Okay.
quarter to half inch right there.
Quarter inch, yeah.
Okay? And like I said, if you want to see what, you can bring your wheel towards you. You never want to do it backwards because that can like mess up the transmission or the gears or whatever that's in the thing. So
Okay.
they say you should never do it backwards. All right. Then
Now, what about this hitting this? I
So-
just pull those as I'm going?
you have to, so when you get close to this, you have to stop with the presser foot. That's the gas pedal.
Yeah, it's a, yeah, I get that.
Gas pedal, okay?
It's like a welder. You,
Okay.
you have a foot controlled welder.
Okay.
When you're gluing two pieces of metal together. Same idea.
Whatever English works for you.
Yes.
Okay.
It's a welder foot pedal. Got it.
So you're gonna push it down. I'm gonna slow this down. You're gonna push the
Yeah,
pedal down.
Let's go to phase one.
And then yeah, and then when you get close to this, you're gonna stop,
Okay.
and then you're gonna take your clip off,
Okay.
and then you're gonna guide your material, and you want to make sure that the edge of your material stays on the edge of your presser foot.
Okay.
Okay.
What happens when I sew my finger to this?
Then we go to the emergency room. So that's what this is for.
Okay, so this is my safety.
That's your safety.
Okay.
That's
So
your
I'm
fence.
just gonna feed this here, and I keep that lined up on that.
Yep. Yep. So when you first start, just go easy on the pedal. You gotta put your foot on the pedal. There you go. Just
Okay.
go easy on the pedal till you get the feel for it.
Start.
Whenever you're ready. Wait, let me get the camera. I'm so excited for this. Okay. All right, just look at you.
I have sewn.
Okay, now you're gonna want to stop. So you're gonna hit, there you go. Unsqueeze your clip. Yep, you always want to make sure your material is still together. You don't have to reclip it.
Oh.
You don't have to reclip it. And you're
we're
almost done. Yep. Squeeze your clip off. There you go. And you can feel where that material, where the end of the material is. Oh, look at you, Speedy. Okay, now when you get to the end, you're going to stop. And then you're going to hit this button. All right. Now, lift up your presser foot. Pull your material out. It should stay. Yeah. Pull your material out.
I can't. It's still stuck with a. Still got a line on it.
Nope, just pull it. Keep pulling. Pull it out to right about there. And then you're going to take these scissors and then you're going to snip it. Look at that.
Is that good?
Open it up. Look on the inside. Because this will be on the inside and then this is what it will look like on the outside.
That's not terrible.
That's real good, because let me tell you, when I worked with the kids at Heart of Line, they just wanted to put the pedal to the metal, and they were going in all kind of directions.
It's basically like welding.
Okay.
You're just sticking two things together. You just got to figure out what speed your medium needs to be.
Okay.
Whether it's gas or copper or whatever your... Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, yeah, makes sense. Okay.
Well, you did it. Look.
I did that.
You did your practice thing.
Isn't that nice?
So now you got the feel for it, because I didn't want to throw your project at you, and then you have to sit and
Yeah.
and
then rip it all apart.
Seam rip it, because there is a saying: seam ripping is a part of sewing.
Well, so there's a saying in the car world in welding, and that is, a grinder and paint makes me the welder I ain't. So when you booger it all up, you wing with a grinder and then you spray paint it and then nobody knows.
Ah.
Same idea.
Okay.
Okay. I did okay.
I think you did great.
Okay. Bring it on.
All right. You ready for the real thing?
Nope. I'm trying. I'll do my dang best.
All right. Let me get your project for you.
Okay.
Or unless you here. There you go. Okay. Now.
This is a lot more than just that.
Well, true. It's literally just sewing straight the whole time. Now, here's what you want to do. You want to start at your seams, where
Okay.
you want those seams to meet. That's where you want to start.
So I want to start with the shoulder, like right here.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, let me help you here because there's a certain way it's got to go on. Okay, he's got it. It's the real deal now, baby.
Yep. Never in my wildest dreams did anybody who knows me think I would ever do this.
There are so many males
Yeah.
that are now sewing, and they are like doing some amazing like street wear.
Yeah. Because you can make your own
Designs.
Like, you can make your own style. You make your own fashion.
Yeah.
Who are you wearing? Me.
Right. Exactly. And
But
there-
I mentioned when we were at dinner, like, it's not that it's a non-manly thing. Like, dudes have been sewing dude wear forever.
Yeah.
Like, cowboys sew their own stuff back together. Soldiers sew their own stuff back together. Like, if you're out in the field or you're out on a horse, like, you need to fix your stuff, you sew it back together again.
Yeah.
So it's not like it's a whatever, but...
And they're doing it by hand.
Right.
I have truly seen some amazing male sewists out there that are blowing me away.
Like me.
Sure. Okay, so we had a very slight glitch, but he caught it in time. He checked his material and he had like just one little stitch that he had his extra material folded under. So we pulled it out, we caught it. So now I'm teaching him how to fix that mistake. So
Okay. I'm going to go forward.
Yep, you're going to go forward like 2 or 3. Stop. Now you're going to hit the reverse button. No, you got to hold it in. I'm sorry.
Oh. Do I hold the material too?
No, it usually pretty much guides it. Okay, that's good. Now you're going to go back forward again. So that kind of like is going to lock that area where we cut the thread because we didn't get a chance to, there was no way for us to knot it. So that kind of locks that area into place.
I haven't hurt myself once.
There you go.
Okay.
All right, lift your
Now
presser
lift my foot up.
Yep. Okay, you got one side done. Now you got to flip it around and do the other side, the front side, because that was the back. You're going to go back up to the shoulder where you started. There you go.
Okay, so this is where I started from, so that's where I want to start from here.
Yep.
And overlap this.
Yep. And then, like I said, this is going to be a little off here because
So we don't care about this little overlap here.
right. You can actually, if you want, you can trim that again. Here, let me get the scissors. You can trim that so that way you can see what you're.
These are scissors.
Those are not fabric scissors. They're not sharp enough. They're not going to cut that fabric.
Okay.
These are vintage shears that I picked up at an estate sale, and they need sharpened. So
Okay.
I've just been using them to cut thread.
Okay. So I just want to cut this basically.
Yep, you just want to trim that little edge off.
So.
And that's
So.
yeah. And that's the thing. That's why I know it seemed odd to you that you have to flip it over and sew on the
Yeah.
flannel side because your material always has to be on the right hand side.
Yeah, I get that. Follow this.
Yep, you're gonna follow. So here's the thing: when your bottom material is longer than your top material, you want to follow your top material because otherwise you'll miss a spot. And like I said, that's gonna be crooked. It's on the inside. Nobody's gonna see it. Now, this seam right here, Might give you a little trouble
Okay.
because it's kind of going up over a hump. But go ahead and get started. We'll see if it happens. Yep, oh, nope, keep going. It looked like it. There you go. Now, when you want to turn your material, you sink your needle, lift your presser foot, rotate your fabric. There you go. And now put your presser foot back down. Okay.
This is... My back hurts.
Really?
Yeah, because you're like...
Yep. Yep.
But I glued 2 pieces of fabric together. What do you think, honey bunny?
She was trying to scratch her back. Okay, so let's see what it looks like.
Do I look excellent?
That's how it's looking so far.
Is it straight-ish?
Well, because this isn't on straight.
Okay.
You don't have the rest of it on.
Make me look good. Make me look like I know what I'm doing.
So, there you go. So, now we gotta sew the other, now you gotta do it again.
Yeah, now I gotta do all of that over again.
Yep, gotta do all that over again. We'll iron it.
I mean, does it look like I did a horrible job?
No, it's straight. It looks good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What do you think, honey bunny? So I add like a pupper treat, please?
Okay.
So now we gotta do the other side.
Do you want to do the other side? It's only...
To be continued tomorrow.
So I sent a picture to my son, and I said, guess who's getting a sewing lesson? And I sent him a picture of Austin sewing. In his response,
He's a dwarf, he's cloth forging. Well done, Logan. I like it.
I thought
I mean, I don't feel like I did a terrible job.
No, it looks great.
I'm more than halfway done.
We got to do the other side, and then
Oh, we still gotta do the bottom.
and then
thing,
put the
of
band back on the bottom.
Okay. Okay.
Now, if you want to get real fancy,
Nope. Sure don't. Basic hot rod level 1.
if you want to get real fancy,
Nope.
then you
Shh.
listen.
No, I do not want to get real fancy.
You cut off the cuffs,
Oh.
and then you stitch the sweatshirt bands
I might want to do
onto
that.
a cuff.
I might want to do that. We'll see how this goes. Okay. So that's done.
Yep. So now you just get the other arm, or the other half. Oh, we gotta address the pocket first. We're gonna stitch up this pocket so that way when you go to sew this on, it's not gonna be all cattywampus and crooked and pucker or anything like that.
Okay.
Okay. So you're just gonna do that as close to the edge as you can, and then we'll clip it to the other side. Okay. Got the other side clipped on.
No snacks. Keep working.
Okay. And then you're gonna do just like you did the last time. Oh, is your foot down?
Nope. Yep.
I didn't even see it. I could tell by the sound of it. I think I'm about to open a sweatshop or something here.
This will be for sale on my website. It'll be about $300 a shirt. And don't you dare order one.
That's the trick to sales, is price yourself
Yeah.
completely out of your price range so you don't have to do it. But then
Listen, I've done that trick before. What's this going to cost me? $15,000. Do it. Shit. Yeah. Been there, done that.
it
100%.
doesn't always work.
Doesn't always work.
Yep. Okay, he's about to start the second side, and then we will trim off the excess on the bottom and replace the band. And maybe a little iron to press the seams into place, and he'll be all done. How you doing?
Good. I'm out of thread.
Whoopsies.
I have like 2 inches left to go.
Yep.
You have any more of this?
Yes, I do. It's over here. Hold on. Stick it on.
And then I go here.
Yep. Yep. Wait. You got nope. You gotta go here first.
That's what I did.
You gotta click it in. There's a little catch. There you go.
Okay.
All right. Now you go around the back with the end. Bring it up. Go down this slot. Number 2. Swing around. Come up. And you want to. Yep. Yep.
On that roller?
That side, and go around.
Wait. What?
So follow your arrow. Yep. You want to go on this side. And then.
I can't see when your hand's in the way.
I'm sorry. The arrow's right there.
Am I going in this little slot
Yep,
here?
and then swing this way.
What?
Because you want to catch there.
Okay.
Then go down that slot.
Okay.
Okay. Now, see that little thing?
What kind of witchcraft is going on down here? This thing?
Nope. The other one over here. You want to bring your
This one?
thread, and you want to catch on that little hook. You got it?
No. This sucks. This is dumb and stupid. Why would you want to do this? You sure there's a hook there?
Yeah, hold on. Wait a minute. I gotta get in there. Hold on. Let me put the camera down. All right. Stand up.
I'm gonna get it. Got it.
Okay.
No, I didn't.
No. Hold on. Let me show you the trick. Let me in there. I'll show you and then I'll undo it, okay? So you're gonna take it like that. And I can't even see because I'm looking. So
Oh.
you're gonna go this way and that way. Okay? I think you got it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think I got it.
Okay, now you're going to take this little birdie thing and you're going to slide him down, and then you're going to hook that thread under that first hook. Nope, not that one, this hook.
That?
Yep, okay. And then you're going to...
Nope.
Nope.
Okay.
Nope. So you see how there's 2 little teethies?
Am I going on one on the left or one on the right?
The one on the left.
Oh, you did it on the one on the right.
You want to hook it around the one on the left.
Okay.
All right, you got it now? All right, and then when you pull that, nope, you missed it again.
No, I didn't.
So you're going to hold this up,
Yeah, that's what I did.
and then you're going to pull this back. Because see how that, and then you got to grab, oops, I pulled it too tight. So you're going to swing that, pull that back, and then you're going to, see that little thread right there?
Mm-hmm.
Then you got to grab that and pull it through.
That's ridiculous.
And that's how you thread a needle. But, back in the day, the old singers did not have
All the guides.
the threader. No, it always had the guides. This has always been the same, but it didn't have this. It didn't have the threader. So when you had to thread your needle, you literally had to like lick your thread and like try to stick it through the eye of the needle. That was the old school way.
You are slobbering all over me. What you do is you give it to the dog, and she goes meow, 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 and then you can stick it through the eye of the needle. All right, can I get my last 1.5 inches of fabric done? Lift the foot up, pull the thing, clip the stuff. I have done a thing.
You've done another thing. Now, if you want to try it on, you can try it on and see what it looks like. You know, go look in the mirror.
I feel sexy. I didn't do too bad.
I told you. You did just fine.
I did not do too bad at all. Okay, so now we gotta cut the tails off this thing. Mm-hmm. And then do the border all the way around.
Yep.
Sewist coming through.
We got a little bit of an issue. That's okay. We'll figure it out, because that's what we do on this channel. We wing it, and then we figure it out.
So this definitely got a little wider.
Mm-hmm. That happens because you're cutting a little bit off of this piece, and you're cutting a lot off of this. You're cutting more off of the flannel than what you're cutting off of the sweatshirt.
So it's now an extra, extra, extra large.
It's. I mean, but you had it on. It's still going to be roomy.
So this no longer fits this.
Mm-hmm. I mean, kinda.
I mean, a lot. It's stretchy.
Yeah. And there's a trick to it. So the next thing you're going to do, you can have a seat if you want. Now you're going to cut off the rest of this stitching.
Huh?
You're gonna cut off the rest of this stitching right here.
Like the whole way around?
Yep.
Okay.
Because it's going to be too much to try to sew through that to stitch it back on.
Okay.
Okay, so you're going to cut all that off. So have a seat right in the light where you can see. And you're going to clip all that off. Okay, here comes the fun part.
I've already had so much fun.
All right. Now. No, Mr. Miyagi.
Danielson.
No Karate Kid.
It's an accessory now.
Okay.
Okay.
Are you a maniac on the floor?
Yes.
That's chunky. That's going to be chunky. All right, let me see here.
There you go.
Okay. Because the other option that we can do, then we can just hem this. So do you want it to hang loose, or do you want it to come in like a sweatshirt?
Doesn't matter. Whatever.
Okay. All right. So we're going to scratch that. Another option we can do is take this in a little bit
Right.
to make it fit, but I don't want it to be too tight around you, and then it kind of defeats the whole purpose of having a full
Well,
shirt.
and then I'm splitting that seam, right? And then I gotta cut it, and then I gotta resew it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically, it would be.
Yeah.
It would
It's kind of just tapering a shirt.
Yep.
I'm not interested in that.
That's another option that can be done. All right, so then what we're going to do, we're going to turn this inside out. We're just going to hem it. And we'll take this over to the ironing board, and we're going to just roll these up and press it. Then we'll just all the way around and hem it. Okay?
Yep.
All right. All right, so you're all pressed and ready to hem. Now, when you go to stitch, okay, you want to stitch along this edge as close as possible.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay. All right. Here we go.
Find your gas pedal. And then after this, you're done.
Yeah, I just gotta not screw this up.
No, you'll be fine. It's just sewing a straight line.
In a circle.
It's always, you're only sewing this much.
I get it. I'm just going on a circle.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Technically.
Here we go. stab yourself with the pins.
Nope.
I haven't screwed that up yet. Ow.
All right, you're almost done. You got like 6 inches left.
In man inches, that's a foot.
Oh my goodness, how do you feel?
Bro!
You learned a new thing.
I have learned a skill. I will be taking custom orders. I will not be taking custom orders. Contact Katrina. Okay, there's no more pins that I'm going to stab myself with, right?
No, because you...
I did a pretty damn good job, I'll be honest with myself. I did pretty good. For my very first time,
Yeah.
it's not a lot of things I can say about that in my life.
I'm very proud of you. So you can add that to, you know, your list of accomplishments. Like, I sewed a thing.
I sewed and shirt. Is it the best in the world? Probably not. Is it going to be comfortable and warm? Yes. Ta-da!
Ta-da! You did it! You did it!
I'm actually pretty happy with that. That turned out pretty alright. Yeah.
And go look at it in the mirror.
I feel fly. Yeah. I'm alright with it. For my very first thing.
Okay, you okay with this being all open and loose?
Yeah.
Because like I said, we can make an adjustment on the side.
Yeah, but I'd have to, like, this shirt doesn't fit me anyway. Right? I mean, like, I got a 3X to begin with.
Yeah.
So it was already way too big on me anyway.
Okay.
So, but this is totally fine. Like, it's comfortable. Doesn't bother me at all. Yeah.
You did it!
I did a thing. We did a thing. This was a team effort.
I mean, yeah.
Could have done it without Big Dog, Little Dog, Katrina.
Wait, I can't walk backwards.
We did it. I'm proud of us.
All right. There he is, folks. He did it. My big Viking man sewed a thing. So now I know what it's like in your world. And
Yeah.
you now know what it's like in my world.
I know why you disappear for hours and don't move from the corner.
Yeah.
I get it.
It's just back and forth from the table to the machine, from the table to the machine.
And this was a pretty simple project, but gets a lot. I understand a lot of the cut measure. So, and by the way, I can put a Sharpie right here in this bucket. Totally fits. Yep, highlighter. Yep, that'll fit.
There you go.
Boom. Look at that.
All right.
Utilitarian. Well, thank you. I learned a lot.
Well, I'm glad.
That was fun.
I think this was a good idea. Yes, it was fun. So,
Don't make me ever do this again.
Okay, I won't make you do
I
it.
can. I'm just saying.
Well, here's the thing. I would never make you do it.
Right. Now, when my Santa stuff needs to be done, that's a you thing.
But I'm very proud of you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
And I hope everybody was entertained to see a hot rod, car working, wrenching guy sew a thing. Learn how to sew a thing. Never touched a machine before in his life. I think he did pretty darn good.
I'm happy with it. I'm proud of myself.
There you go. All
There
right.
wasn't even that much cursing.
No, there wasn't. That's why I said we're going to keep it simple.
Yeah. I like it.
All right, folks. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you were entertained. Just trying to throw a little something different out there, and I figured, you know what? Let's do a flip-flop thing here because I'm usually helping him, learning his hobby, craft, trade, life. You know, his life is cars and hot rods, and while he's doing that, I'm usually here working on something. So thank you for watching. I hope you were entertained. I'm very, 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 very close to the 4,000 watch hours. that I need for to finalize my monetization. So just keep watching, keep watching, keep watching. We are getting so close. Thank you for the new subscribers. Thank you to the loyal watchers and the loyal subscribers that come back. I see you. I check my analytics and I see you. So until next time, love, peace, and thrift, and we'll catch you on the flip side.